Hello and welcome to Remnant 2. I'm going to show you guys my take on like a relic type build, and there are two main relics that I'm going to show you. The build itself is, very flexible. It's not reliant on any particular item as far as the relics go. The weaponry, even a lot of the rings and stuff are very, again, flexible. Whole thing is flexible. So anytime I've wanted to do like a relic build, the natural choice is you're going to want medic as your primary archetype because you've got that prime perk regenerator. So after you restore 250 total health to your allies, you regain a relic charge. Now, if you have additional players and stuff, it increases the healing requirement, but at that point, you have more players with you, so it's a lot easier to get general healing across because you can heal allies by using your relic or different other effects that you have going on. So it becomes very easy to just regenerate relic charges and keep using your relics. In addition, it also increases our relic use speed by 20% and our relic use gains -1 stagger. So if you're doing a relic build, medic is just the natural choice. Now, I've taken alchemist as my secondary one because I didn't really want to think too hard about any of the other effects and stacking different things from different archetypes, whatever. I just wanted flat damage bonus. The experimentalist, whenever we use a relic, it gives us and our allies a random buff. The curative things with Panacea, and it helps us out with some of our concoctions and things. So I like the alchemist as my secondary. I enjoy it. Now, like I said, there's a couple relics we're going to look at. In general, you can use it with any relic. I've messed around with it on all kinds of different ones, and the overall build is going to work no matter what you use, as long as it's healing you. Like, we have a lot of general healing happening because we've got Wellspring as our skill, we've got Elixir of Life, and we've got a lot of regeneration from our Regrowth, Phase Shaman Ring. So we got a lot of general healing and regeneration. So you don't necessarily need your relic to heal you, but I would strongly recommend it. But the first relic we're really going to look at is a Tormented Heart, which is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So it's faster than most of the other ones, except with the exception of maybe the Enlarged Heart, which has double use speed. But when you use this one, it explodes, dealing damage to enemies, and then life steals for a percentage of the damage dealt. Now, this thing's pretty cool because it's affected by amplitude, so I have 10 points in amplitude, so it hits a very large area, and the damage it deals is also affected by our items and archetypes. So because we have the 25% damage bonus from medic and then another 25% from the alchemist plus 15% from our amulet, this thing is doing like 800 damage on an explosion, which is a pretty good chunk of damage. We're able to have very strong initiations in fight. We're able to wipe out dudes when they get low in a very large area. So on the whole, very nice. Bad things with it, you have to have enemies nearby in order to gain any healing from it, so that's very frustrating. It can be kind of hard to use on some bosses because if they're kind of movie or they're far away, it can be hard to hit them and get the healing benefit of it. But some other pros with it, one, you're finishing dudes. Two, it still works on your allies. Like when you get healing from it, it still counts to heal your allies with some benefactor trait, which is fantastic. Perk, not a trait. It also can get critical hits. I swear I've seen it get weak spot hits too, which is like super rare, but it does get critical hits, so it can do like 1200 damage. It can do some pretty cool things. And in the past, I swear it worked with detonation trigger because it does say explosive damage in there, and I swear it was catching people on fire and stuff before, but now when I've tried using it, it just isn't doing it. So whether it was a bug before or it's a bug now, not really sure, but it's different. Now, the other relic I'm going to show is the Crystal Heart. So this one is also pretty unique as far as relics go, but a lot of the relics are unique. This one, we regenerate 115% of our maximum health over 10 seconds. Our movement speed is reduced by 50%, and incoming damage is reduced by 25%. Again, lasts for 10 seconds. So this is going to be a lot of healing, like 115% of our health, and we are going to have a lot of maximum health here in a minute. So this is going to be healing a lot, and with the extra damage reduction, it's really going to let us sit there and just trade hits with enemies and just keep regenerating health, which is then going to feed into the prime regenerator perk so that we get the charges back, and then we can just keep doing it. So we can just sit there and base tank things. And since we are trying to focus on using relics and stuff, we want benefits for using our relics. So our amulet is the Ankh of Power, which gives us 15% increase to all damage, and then when we use a relic, it gives us another 15% damage increase, which is great. So we can start with a relic, give us a big damage bonus for the fight, or even towards the end, use it to kind of top us off, and then we're just dealing more damage. And plus, the just flat 15%, like no strings attached, is just really nice too. So I do like the Ankh of Power quite a bit. Also got the Phase Shaman ring on. I'm using this one because it gives us a little bit of health regeneration, which is nice. It's scaled a little bit with our triage, but the big thing is the relic use speed by 25%. So that's just really making our relics really fast. If you look over on the left, we are at, there it is, relic use speed, 80%. If that was there the entire time, there's something wrong with my brain. I might be having a stroke. There it is, relic use speed by 80%. So we have some very fast relics thanks to the Phase Shaman ring and some of the other benefits we've got going on. And then the last ring that I would say you probably really want is the Blessed ring. So this is going to, after we use a benefit of a relic, we gain 2 stacks of bulwark for 30 seconds. That's quite a long time to have 2 stacks of bulwark. That's like another 7% damage reduction or something around in that. And it's pretty good, especially if we like start a fight, initiate with a relic use, and then we got 2 charges or 2 stacks of bulwark for pretty much the entirety of the fight. Because if it's going past 30 seconds, fight's taking a little while. Boss fights are going to take longer, obviously, but yeah, it's really nice. I think so, especially because, like I said, we're trying to like trade a lot, so we want some pretty good damage reduction. We've got a lot of regeneration, so that's kind of what I'm thinking there. And then these last 2 rings, I've swapped around a whole bunch. So really, at this point, you can use whatever you want. But I would strongly recommend the Hardened Coil, because as we get lower in health from trading with our enemies, we're going to get more damage reduction. And so with full stacks of our Hardened Coil and 2 stacks of Bulwark, we're going to be up to like 71% damage reduction, which is a lot of damage reduction. Now, if you don't want to use it, you could use kind of whatever else works for your build. Maybe you really want to focus more on some melee stuff, so then you could use like the Fey Warrior ring for more melee damage, or the Bruiser ring to give you the stacks of Bulwark. Maybe you just want to use anything else that's gonna like fit what your playstyle's like. And then the last ring I'm using right now is not the right ring. That is the Lodestone ring. What I should have on is there it is, Seal of the Empress. That's going to give us 20 more health. I was kind of wondering why my health was only at 149. I thought it might have been a bug, but I like this because I want to have a lot of maximum health. It's really helpful for us because there were some effects that I end up relying on that rely on like percentage of my health. And even this one, at 50% of my health right now is going to be like 80. Once I use my health concoction, we're going to be at like 200 health, which means 50% of our health is still 100 health points. It's a lot. So having a ton of maximum health plus a lot of damage reduction makes us incredibly hard to kill. And then our damage is decent. It's not amazing or anything like that, stellar, mind-blowing, but we're just so durable. We're doing a lot of just good generic damage thanks to the damage bonuses of these. Our relic here exploding, some of the amplitude effects with some of our mods and stuff kind of works out nicely. So I really like that choice. You could instead opt for maybe the where's it at, Ring of the Robust, giving you more health and armor, so maybe you get a little bit less health, but you've also got just more flat damage reduction. You could also try and choose the Fey Protector Signet. This is going to give you health and stamina, and then reduce your encumbrance. So if you're wearing a slightly different setup of armor, you could be down at a medium roll, which would be really nice, as opposed to having the heavy roll. But I'm pretty okay with using the heavy roll, so for now, I'm probably just going to go with this one. But if there's anything else you want to use, again, kind of choose what's going to fit your playstyle a little bit. Maybe you want to lean into taking more damage or dealing more damage because you are trading hits with enemies. Maybe you would like to get some more weak spot hit things, or, regeneration, mod damage, mod generation, whatever. And then for the traits, triage, potency are just coming from our, archetypes. 10 points into regrowth because you want some of that extra regeneration to like kind of carry you through taking some hits. 10 points into fortify to give us some more of that defense. Maxing out our vigor, maxing out amplitude because I'm using the Tormented Heart and I like that having a bigger radius. And so because I'm doing that, I'm kind of leaning into some AoE type stuff with my weapons. Definitely not a like make or break if you're not using anything with AoE. Get rid of amplitude, maybe put it into resonance, maybe put it into something else. But the amplitude does help with the wellspring area and the elixir of life area as well. So something to think about. I did put 10 points into Shadeskin. That was not something I was doing before, but you know, more elemental damage resistance makes it sturdier. And now I personally like having 5 points in endurance and recovery on pretty much any of my builds because I like the stamina, like quality of life there. But if you're okay without those, go with something else. A couple points into spirit, give us 10% extra mod regeneration, and a couple points into expertise so that we've got that 10% skill reduction. And then for the weapons, you can kind of use whatever weapons you want, right? It doesn't matter. We're not about the weapons right here. Now, I'm using the Arbalest because it's got some AoE mod ability, and I'm trying to like it more, even though I just kind of don't. But I'm trying to let it grow on me. We'll see. I'm using the Red Doe Staff. It's just the one I'm using right now, so it'll be kind of fun. The big thing with this is the Mutator Resentment, so that we get more melee damage when we have gray health, and at level 10 it reduces our stagger level by 1 whenever we're attacking. So it's going to allow us to trade hits with enemies as long as they're just swinging the melee weapon. So we'll be taking damage, dealing more damage because we've got gray health on, and then we're regenerating a whole bunch. Because we're regenerating a whole bunch, we're going to get our relic charges back. So I really like the Resentment for this setup. I'm using the Bolt Driver. It's got Skewer on there. Sequence Shot has been growing on me a lot as well. It's one of the new mutators. As we keep shooting it, they're going to be faster charge times and increased critical chance. So that's pretty much it. Let's go get ourselves a health concoction, and then we're going to roll into a dungeon and start showing you guys how it works. Alright, so we're in the Forgotten Field. I've already been through it once before because I was putzing about, I guess. And I don't think I actually cleared the boss, so we're just going to go through it again. But as we go in, the way the combat's probably going to go is we start with a relic use. Boom, 833 damage. Dude is gone, just like that. And so when there's more guys, we roll in, we do that. It's going to do a strong initiation of damage on the enemies. We've got increased damage boost. We've got the 2 stacks of bulwark. A random buff has now increased our damage by 5%, which is why it did 833 as opposed to like 810 or something. And then from there, you know, we can start just like fighting the guys. And ideally, what would end up happening is as the fight goes on, we just kind of sit and we trade hits with guys and then start regenerating some of our traits. So I'm going to let some dudes hit us here a little bit, and then we pop it now. Boom. Look how much that healed us up, and then we're almost ready to have another charge back. So we're at 8, but here in just in a moment, we'll get 9 as long as we take some damage and we can regenerate. I got really close to dying there, but because of how quickly we were able to use our relics, we could pull it off in time, finish them off, and heal ourselves, right? And now we can just sit here and trade with some melee attacks, which will allow us to regenerate. And then we can use, you know, the Doe attack to launch out a thing from a distance. There we go. Boom. Finish him. We'll take some more hits just so we're regenerating, right? And then just keep going from there. And the fights right here aren't very intense at the moment, but as they get more intense, we're going to be able to rely on the damage and healing of our relics to finish enemies, buff us, and all those good things. And you can see one of the things you can do with this Tormented Heart and the like trait or the perk from the medic is you can trade hits with enemies by using your relic. So you can let guys start swinging in and on you, activate the Tormented Heart, take the hit, and then immediately retaliate with an explosion that'll heal you and deal damage to them. So it ends up working pretty nicely, I found. Now we got some dudes here, and what we're going to do is drop a healing well, just like this. Swap this over pink, get some of them. We're going to hit him too. Then we're going to activate that. And then, you know, we'll just start shooting. We'll rely on the regeneration from there to get us. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Interesting. Huh. I can't believe he blew me up like that. Okay, that's fine. What I wanted to do was immediately pop I wanted to use my relic right then, and then do damage, heal us up, and deal more damage. You know what I mean? So, we'll go back at it. Let's see how many guys we can hit with this, right? We should hit... Yeah, we hit both of those guys, finished them, did a bunch of damage to him. So, like I said, having that radius increase with amplitude on this thing is really great, just to be able to hit guys from, like, really far away. Can really make the difference in finishing enemies, getting healed, or not. That was really satisfying. That could, if I could do a bunch of things like that consistently with the freaking Arbalist, then I might actually like it. There's a lot of dudes here, and ready, like, let's just use our Relic, because we can hit a huge AoE of dudes, and just like that, a bunch of them are gone. Like, it's so satisfying to have that option on our Relic to, like, get rid of a lot of enemies. So, I really enjoy that part of it. I think that is super fun to have on your Relic. It's just a bomb to use on yourself whenever you get surrounded. Alright, so, oh, I did finish the fight. Oh, bummer. I kind of wanted to do that fight. Well, bummer. Alright, well, let's go back to the beginning, and then we'll show you guys Crystal Heart. Alright, the Crystal Heart is incredibly strong. Like, it's probably the superior choice. Another great choice would be the Resonating Heart. Resonating Heart is also very strong. We've got so much healing that you could have a crap ton of regeneration happening. But Crystal Heart is going to make us next to unkillable. Like, not even changing anything else, just putting on that Relic, and I mean, we're gonna just sit and tank all kinds of hits. So I'm gonna try and pull a bunch of dudes to show you like how much we can take. So here's some dudes. Let's go ahead and use it now. Boom. And then we'll just kind of let them start hitting us. And, I mean, look at that regeneration. Like, look at it go. We are on Apocalypse, by the way. Like, I mean, it's crazy. And now our Relic is back because we've just regenerated everything. And so we just use it again. And then they just start hitting us, and we just regenerate. And, I mean, they're basically giving up. Like, what are they going to do about it? Like, nothing. Right? And now they're gone. Crystal Heart. Very strong in this setup. Like, if you can make yourself very durable, like, it's just going to push you so far beyond it. I think when I have the 2 stacks of Bulwark, the Crystal Heart, and then even if I drop down to 50% health, because I think I put it on tried it with the restriction cord on, it has us well over 80% damage reduction. It's a lot of damage reduction. And so as we run up here, we're just going to use it again, because we know we're still at 10 charges already. So we're going to go ahead and just move forward, is it, and then just go in and watch yourselves be fine. Let's just hit that on the ground. Pow, pow, pow. Ricochet it off of them. Oh no. Oh, now we do need to be a little careful here, because now we are getting low. So we drop our Elixir of Life, except I'm too slow. So obviously, I was being kind of stupid there. I was just letting them hit me while I did nothing. And if I was being smart, I would have made sure that I didn't let the Relic drop off. Because if it hadn't dropped off, I don't think we would have died. And then obviously we have the Elixir of Life. So if I'd actually dropped that in time, then I would have gotten right back up and I would have been fine. So, I mean, this setup is incredibly durable. And your damage is, like I said, the weak point is probably the damage, right? Because we have nothing that's focused towards the damage. The only thing that you could say is like upping it is having amplitude. And even that doesn't actually increase your damage. It just increases the radius of some of your effects if you have those kinds of effects. So, yeah, I mean, that's the weakest point of it. It's not very good against bosses. Like, it's okay. It's okay in the sense that, you know, we're durable, so you can survive against a boss, but it's going to take a long time. You're not finishing them off very quickly, so you do have to be sort of careful for that. There we go. Let's go ahead and use another Relic now before it ends. And then, you know, we just take all these hits and look at it go. We're still okay. Oh, he's picking us up. What are we going to do? Let's use another Relic. Boom. Can I reload my gun, please? Can I reload my gun, please? I haven't even used my skills for this, too. Right? We still have our, like, regeneration aura. We could drop the freaking elixir. And then just like that, kapow. I mean, we're fine. We're fine. Look at it go. And we're still at 9 charges. We're close to getting our 10th charge back again. It's just silly. It's just silly. So, that's pretty much the build. You can use it with any relic you want. Like I said, generic relic usage. Very fun with the Tormented Heart. Very fun with the Crystal Heart. Resonating one is very fun. I even used it with the Pulsing Heart. That's very fun as well. And it's not a ton of healing for yourself, but it's even more support for your teammates. And I was doing this setup with my team. Your Relic healing you up all the time is giving you constant healing for your allies. Now we're just going to eat those hits. Watch it get eaten. Oh no. Poor guy. So yeah, any Relic you want, any items you want really, for the most part. Just slap on the medic, get a couple buffs for using relics, and then you're set, man. That's the whole build. Go have fun with it. Where are you at, dude? I'm gonna see you later. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Try it out for yourselves, and until the next time, see ya.